going on? Ninja here playing more RuneScape Dragonwilds. Welcome to our daily gaming XP grind. And we have been working on our mannequins, so this is what we've got so far. We have built a lot more of our dragonkin mage robes. That's the most significant update to it. And then we are going to be going back inside our base, and we are going to pop a cooking potion because we have been doing a little bit behind the scenes. We have worked on cooking quite a bit. In fact, we've added a lot of charcoal to our fireplaces, as it looks like there was already a lot of dirty water, but we didn't think there was enough. So we went out and collected about 2,600 dirty water. So we're going to go ahead and collect all this now and see what kind of XP we're going to get. And let's take a look. So we got quite a bit, and it looks like there's still a lot that hasn't even gone through yet. So I guess I made the mistake of logging out and not letting these finish. So quite a bit of them still got to go, and that was a little bit of a mistake. But it's okay. I think nightfall might be coming, and then all we have to do essentially is go to sleep, and then we'll be able to get all this cooking XP. Our cooking potion will have to be basically restarted, because once we go to sleep, it's going to sort of kick it off. So that was a little bit weird there. I lost control of my character. I don't know what was up with that, but it's gone now. So I just want to make sure everything's going. So it is. We've also done a couple more chests. We have sort of got those in, and so that's done. And we are going to sort of show you a little bit more here. And we basically a chest here for all of our drinks, all of our finished food, and then there's still all these miscellaneous chests. So we've got quite a bit of work to do in that regard. So what else are we going to be doing for this episode, right? Because ultimately we have to have a plan, and I suppose we really didn't have a plan in regard to that. And yes, so let's go ahead and figure out what we're going to do here. We can't really touch cooking because it's sort of busy, and I thought it was closer to dark than it really is. So let's go ahead and let's decide, shall we? Because it's sort of on the spot, and I guess I already thought the cooking was going to be done, and we were going to be adding more cooking to it. So I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to go get more ingredients for cooking, which does take time, or I simply want to do wood cutting. So I think we will do a little bit of wood cutting. It's just sort of spur of the moment, but we're about 200,000 XP away from really getting to where we want to in wood cutting. Now, we could have probably brought a wood cutting potion with us. I mean, it definitely would make a difference in the amount that we're going to be doing. But the second that it turns dark, we're actually going to be heading back to our base and getting our cooking things that have finished. But you know, I just keep thinking about the date, basically, the date that we're going to get ranged, September 9th. And I'm just hoping that we get a little bit more content with that. Because if not, it's going to make it a little bit difficult. And I feel like we've already sort of explored so much in the game and just done things a repetitive amount of times. Obviously, the game has a lot of replay value for that. So it helps that I've got goals set forth. So if you're playing a game and you're finding yourself a little bit struck with what you want to do in a game and how you want to progress, like what's the point of still playing until you get new content? One thing is you could work on getting more XP, unless you want to get it as updates come out, which if that's how you want to do it, that's perfectly fine. But was choosing to get it now, as I just want to be able to sort of access the newer things immediately upon release. Once they raise the skill cap. And obviously, what was it? Magic was only 40,000, right? So realistically, we can expect that the next skill to level 60, I'm not sure. And I've talked about this quite a bit before in my videos. I'm not quite sure what that's going to look like. So it could be ridiculously crazy of a jump in XP. Obviously, 40,000 in certain skills takes quite a bit of time, and then in other skills it does not take nearly as much. So everything's sort of just got to wait and see what happens, and I guess we'll go from there. But it wouldn't hurt for you guys to potentially get a little bit more XP past 50, so that way you're sort of ready as well, and you could sort of progressively do it that way if you wanted. what happened was we sort of got addicted to this game, and we've just been investing lump sums of time into it because we really enjoy playing RuneScape Dragonwilds. And I'm excited for 2026. I mean, I'm worried about range being far away, but I am excited for 2026, as it seems that every 4 months or so we're going to be getting a significant update that's going to be providing a lot of content in a game where we can all play and enjoy it, the new things. So there's already quite a bit in the game you can enjoy. I mean, if you want to build, you can do that. That's actually quite fun to sort of see what your parameter is for what's going to be okay and what's not. And so it makes skilling a lot more fun. I think, like the original RuneScapes, skilling's okay. You sort of do get addicted to that sort of play style. But clearly, this is a very much more engaged sort of play. And I think that's a lot of fun. So we're very excited about that. We are going to grab this flax really quick. And I cannot help myself but grab some cabbage along the way, as this is important when you're leveling up cooking. And it's treacherous, honestly. I know that they're going to come out with better things in the game that's going to give way better cooking XP. So ultimately, why not? Why not just do it? But it's quite relaxing, actually. So it's not really the end of the world. But if we look here, I mean, we've got ourselves a nice little army here we're building. And we plan on working that a lot more. It's just we're going to need more vault shards, which we've actually have been getting a little bit. So we went back through some of the dungeons and sort of got more. So I think progressively as time goes on, I'll have to visit them a little bit more than I have been, because I think I had about like 20 vault cores sort of banked. And the reason for that is because when new updates come to the game, you're going to want to make sure that you've got vault cores, because that's how you're going to be able to travel in those new areas. You are going to be dying a lot. I mean, I don't even know what it looks like yet, but I can tell you right now, it's going to be very difficult to navigate around those areas. So the more lodestones that you have access to, the better, because you're going to want to essentially be able to recover your body and potentially anything valuable that you may have gotten while you were out there, sort of in those new areas. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're looking for something to do in the game and you sort of can't figure it out, I would start there, collecting more vault cores, because you're going to need them. I do want to grab this flax really quick, and I know we're working on wood cutting. We cut a little bit, but regardless, overall, I mean, even though I've sort of strayed from that just slightly, at the end of the day, it's all going towards the same achievement, which is road to max. And I don't know, I always find it an interesting topic. What does 99 in this game look like? How much XP? It is a survival game, so you definitely have to keep that in mind. And in regards to that, what does that look like as far as XP? Level 50's 40,000, 45,000, whatever it is. So it's going to be interesting to see the jump, because as you kill higher level creatures, you're also going to be getting more XP, right? So I guess that isn't, I mean, that's a pretty big part of the question all in itself. What is, because, sorry, I got a little bit confused there, but basically, as the creatures are more powerful, you're going to get more XP. So they would have to adjust the leveling system in with that. So I suppose the numbers, who really knows? I guess it can be completely different. So just going to have to wait and see, which is basically the same thing I tell myself every time I have this discussion. And it's unfortunate, but it just sort of is the way it is. So we are going to try to pick up all this stuff. I'm not sure if it's done, but let's just go ahead and give it a whirl and see how far into the progression of these crafting stations it is. So let's go ahead and pop a cooking potion and start picking it up. So that's 1476. And now I think, yes, our inventory's full, but we got 1712 cooking XP. So this is going to go into the drinks. So we already adjusted it and made it all clean and nice. So no more on this side, but we are going to be picking up more on this side. But it looks like we're already full and we only got 164 XP. That is what I don't like. Water no longer gives good cooking XP, so it's sort of a waste. And to be quite honest, it is rather time consuming to pick up all that water. So I don't really think it's worth it to do it, but I do think it's worth it to have when you're just overall cooking, because I believe a lot of secondary ingredients are going to work with that. So let's go ahead and grab the rest of our cooking stuff. We really don't have a lot left. We're going to have to start getting more. And I don't want to go into my reserves in my warehouse, because a lot of that stuff I'm saving for new skills that are coming to the game. So I need to have that and just be ready with it. So we are going to be pulling out a little bit of dirty water here and some of this meat. And let's see. I know I had some more over here, so we need to grab that really quick. Where is it at? I'm not going to make any more clean water, because to be honest with you, it's a waste. But I do think it might help in regard of just overall better cooking or lower cooking requirements for the resources as secondaries. I'd have to look further into that, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So let's go ahead and drop in what we've got, because it's already weighing us down. So let's go ahead and add a little bit more water. And then let's see if we take out the water, and it looks like it won't allow any of this. So let's take these out, put some meat and some potatoes. It's not much. You get to make one, so it's pretty horrible. And we've got this. And we'll put some more dirty water in here and then make those. So overall, I mean, we really can't do a whole bunch more with cooking right now. So, and we did a little bit of wood cutting. I was just trying to sort of get that situated. So I think what we're going to do now is something we don't do a lot of. We are going to go here. I actually went to the wrong place. We meant to go here. So we're going to go here, and we're going to work on attack a little bit, as we really don't spend a lot of time doing it. And you can see here the XP is actually not great, but it's better than magic actually was by quite a bit. So that's actually very interesting in comparing the two, of which one you get more of while you're killing these lower level creatures. So I'm not quite sure why that is overall, but we do need more cooking resources. So I think this provides an excellent opportunity. I don't even know where all my chicken meat is, because to be honest with you, there should have been a lot more, because I killed a lot of chickens. And I don't really see a lot of creatures around here that I can kill right now. So we're going to try to find a lodestone and get out of here now. We could just go back where we came from, but I like the opportunity that more creatures could present themselves, which they have. So let's go ahead and kill this guy, and we'll pick some berries. But I mean, this is very relaxing. So even though it's a little time consuming to get all these resources for cooking, you sort of get to experience the game. And I don't know, you're taking it all in. I'm sure it took quite a bit of time for them to make this game. So I think really this gives you an opportunity to explore a lot, which I think is important. But we're getting quite a bit of resources, so this is going to be beneficial. And every time you also pick the berries, you get cooking XP, which I've covered before in a video, but I just wanted to mention that because not everybody watches every video, and there's also a lot of new players always come into the game. So I think it's important to talk about things that perhaps we've already touched base on. But quite a bit of creatures over here, but my stamina is running out incredibly fast, which I don't like. And I'm guessing it's due to the fact that this armor is heavier, or potentially you just get more stamina when you are using magic. So I'm not quite sure how that works. But we are going to kill some more chickens, grab some more berries, and then head back to our base. And I'm not quite sure. So I guess we can think about what we're going to do. But there's loads to do. I just quite haven't figured that quite out yet. But we're definitely getting a little bit of attack XP. Nothing crazy. It's quite interesting that they're willing to give you more attack XP. But when it comes to magic XP, it's definitely slower. So I'm not quite sure what that is. But I just think it's quite interesting. So I guess we can blow these up really quick. Sort of gather up the logs. Another thing we do have to start doing is getting ready for rune crafting again, because we are going to need to focus some more time into that, as we're quite a ways away from our ultimate goal. We're being hunted right now. These guys really shouldn't be too big of a problem, and they're dead once I get some stamina. But ultimately, I don't know. I need a variety. More creatures. More variety, for sure. But, I don't know. We're going to keep progressing, as we always do. Forward is the only way. So, anyways, we are going to go over here. I don't know what this is. It's about a tree we couldn't pick up earlier. So we are going to keep working on our mannequins as well. But I think it's important to note that those things take a little bit of time, as obviously some of them actually require resources that even though I grind all the time, it's going to take time to put it all together. So we're going to drop all this in here. And we did get 30 berries, so that's actually pretty decent. And then we will pop a cooking potion, pick up whatever we got when we were out just now. But we did work on attack, we've worked on cooking, so a decent amount of XP, right? 838. Let's go ahead and put this where it needs to go so we don't mix anything else up and make it worse. Our dysfunction. So now we're not done. What I'd like to do, actually, is go out to the Whispering Swamp. And the reason we want to go out here is we are going to need a little bit more swamp tar. So if you're not familiar really how to get this, I think it's important to note that you can get it in the chests, as well as other important resources or potentially patterns. I didn't really know there was 2 chests at this site. This site's actually very important. If you were to put a lodestone near here, you could just come back here every so often and get yourself a bunch of swamp tar from the chests. So that's actually a little benefit, you see. So the more time you spend on the game, the more you learn little things here and there that can actually help you while playing the game. But it's interesting how swamp tar actually spawns in the game as well, because it's not everywhere. But there are areas that have a lot more than others. And one of those areas is over here. So this is a really good place to get it. We're collecting herbs right now, which is something we normally don't do. But eventually, because we're doing so much skilling, we are going to run out. But there's another chest here. You can grab more swamp tar. I don't really need any more of those little patterns you can learn. Currently, I have all the ones in the game. There are some in some chests that I have not gotten yet. So I will eventually have to go get those. I believe if you take a right here, I could have swore, I think it's up. There's like a spot you can go up. Interesting. And there was more swamp tar over here. Let's see. I don't see it. But I imagine the Abyssal Demon's out here somewhere as well. He's probably respawned. So, not so concerned with him. I'm surprised there's no goblins here. It's kind of interesting. But we do have a little base out here, and sometimes we do find the Abyssal Demon over here in this area. So this is a pretty good spot to find him if you were potentially looking for him. We don't see him though, so I'm not sure. You can also find him, I think it's in the Bloodblight Swamp, I believe. Sometimes he's out there. I don't know. I thought there was a chest over here as well. I don't see it. So I don't see the Abyssal Demon. We have a little portal over here. We did manage to get a little bit of swamp tar. Not as much as I would have liked. So I think we're going to go ahead and kill a couple of these rats, as they do drop it as well. So just in case you did not know that, or weren't paying attention, because I know that when you're sort of start playing a game and you're navigating, you try to avoid them at all costs, because you actually can get poisoned by them. So that's actually can be quite frustrating, and usually led to a lot of my deaths in the earlier game when I used to play out, you know, when it first came out and I was navigating through these areas. So we are going to go kill, I think this is a king rat, if I'm not mistaken. It's a plague king. So I don't know. It's very interesting. I don't know why I don't see the Abyssal Demon, but I was hoping to potentially run into him. I don't really need any of his monster parts right now. I just thought it might be good for attack XP. And there we go. So how much? I don't think it's going to show me. Well, I got quite a bit of swamp tar. So I don't know if that's from all the ones I picked up, or potentially he dropped a ridiculous amount. We're sort of just running out here. I mean, we've got so many lodestones out here, so we don't really have to worry about how we're going to get back. And if it's going to cause any difficulty. But there is a spot over here that has a lot of swamp tar, and this actually might be it. This is it, actually. Usually it has a lot, so that could change depending. Well, actually, this is where we started. So, but I don't know why I didn't see that one when I first got here. So that's pretty much it for that. And let's see, where do I want to go? It's tricky. I mean, having lodestone outside of all these is actually very beneficial because it allows you to sort of just, okay, so this is going to be an interesting one that I want to cover. So that door normally would open, right? I think they actually changed the game because from what I'm seeing, when you finish it, you used to be able to run in and all the doors would be open from all the vaults that you completed. But what I think they did to the game is now only one of them can be like that. So you sort of have to go back through and pull the levers to open that door for that dungeon. So they did change it, potentially, because that's what I'm noticing now, that I have to go back through, which is not great. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's something I'm sort of noticing through time. So let's go ahead and collect some more food. So we got another 368 cooking XP. I mean, this just takes time. What we got going on here? We got a little bit of adhesive, which is going to be important. We're going to make 37 more. And let's see, can we make, what is it that we need to make another set? We need some hard leather. So let's run over here really quick, make some hard leather. So that way we can actually make another suit for our mannequins. I don't really like using all my vault shards, especially with the way that it seems that the dungeons are changing. What it means is I'm gonna have to do a lot more work because you don't just get to walk in anymore. And I also noticed that some of the creatures, the vault, I don't even know the names of them. It's been so long. Let's just call them vault guardians. They're not really respawning at the ends of the dungeon. So that makes it incredibly difficult as well, because now I sort of have the vault shard, and the reason I say that is because it's easy to get vault shards from killing those creatures, because you can obviously get it in the chest as well, but it's just a little bit more time consuming, because obviously you'd have to run in and do a bunch of different runs to make that happen. So we are going to build another suit. Let's see here. We're short on vault cores, so we have to grab those. I think the biggest thing is just making sure that we have enough vault shards to finish this project, as well as, I mean, that's the tricky one. We're going to have to go back, and we're going to have to get more, because there are going to be things coming to the game, I know it, that are going to require vault shards. But then there's also going to be new dungeons. So potentially that will work together, and it won't be that much of an issue as I'm making it out to be. But right now we're just waiting on some hard leather. So once we're done with that, we can finish this last set, go put it on there, and that might actually do it for this video. And the reason for that is because, I mean, we sort of covered everything we wanted to in this video. We've been working hard on cooking, we've been doing things behind the scenes, but we are going to do an XP update before we sort of part ways. But I want to make sure I get this outfit here, and yes, so obviously it's important to me that I do make a video for you guys every day, as that is the goal, and sometimes that's going to look a little bit different than other times. So ultimately, sometimes it's just fun to sort of run around and do little things here and there that also work towards the goal, but maybe don't look as crazy. I mean, sometimes when I hop on here and I make a video, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I'm just getting hundreds of thousands of XP, but it's like, I can't do that every time, because it's a little difficult, right? I mean, you've got to set things up, especially when it comes to things like rune crafting and cooking, to get lots of XP. But we need 2 more. That's all we need. 2 more, and this row is complete, and we need a ton of these. So I'm not really looking forward to that one, because I've got to get a lot more vault shards to complete that. A lot more, I can't think of it, but it's a special wool that's going to be required. So now I have to make a decision once I'm finished with these guys, which I can actually make some of these right now. So we will while we're here with you. But do I want to make any more go this way? I think it's an important decision. I think I probably will. I think it's the right thing to do. We've got a lot of resources, so I think we can kind of mess around with that and see what else we can do and see what else we can make with what we have available, because we've got so many resources. It just makes sense to do that. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we can do right now, because those require rune essence and they also require coarse thread. I know we've got a little bit of coarse thread. We've got rune essence, so there we go. Let's see. There's some coarse thread. And we've got some more coarse thread. And we've got, let's see. No, not there. For some reason I thought that was flax. So we've got 14 flax, which is going to be very beneficial. We've got a little bit more rune essence. I just want to make sure I'm thoroughly going through here, so that way we don't miss anything that could potentially help us make some more armor. A bit of rune essence. Alright, let's go ahead and throw these in here. Drop them. There's going to be 14 more. We've got a little bit more hard leather, which is going to be important making those last 2 suits. But I mean, ultimately, it's tough, because redoing vaults would have been really smart to get more vault shards, but I never really planned on building this gigantic, massive mannequin army. So I think that I couldn't really foresee it in the future, because I didn't plan on doing it. So let's go ahead and use this. So I know they've already got their hats, so we do need more chests, and then we're going to need a leg, and that's going to require 5 more. And we're working on that right now. So we need 2 more, and then we can go add another suit to the mannequins. And we are getting XP with this. It's just not really even a matter of importance, really, because we've already got so much XP in Artisan that I'm very certain that this is actually just already a level 99 skill. So, I mean, there's certain ones that I know are already there. So let's go ahead and make this last piece. Craft the legs. Let's go put it in. And then we are going to do an XP update, and then we're going to call it for this episode. But we also need... Okay, we already have a mannequin, so I don't have to build another one. So anyway, there's another one. So much work has went into this, and I'm very happy with it. And I don't really know how it could have turned out better than it already is. I wish I could sort of get a better angle with it. It has like a very cool look to it. So it's like I could put this here. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into our XP update, as I think that's really important. So, attack 257,000, which we actually finally did work on in this video. Woodcutting, we worked a little bit on this video, 802,000. Construction, it looks like we actually might have got a little bit, just because we built that little staircase. So 1,706,000, rune crafting 438,000, magic 41,968, mining 4,038,000, artisan 3,110,000, and cooking 139,759. So you can see that the time we're putting into cooking is making a huge difference. It's just a very slow progression. So obviously once more updates come to the game, we're going to be able to get that a lot faster. But anyway, guys, we really hope you guys are enjoying our content, and we're going to be making a lot more. So, until next time, Legion out.